Hello, friends. It's Friday night. Hooray, here we go. How is everyone tonight? I'm looking and I can see quite a few of you been here for a little while. Margaret, you popped on at 6 o'clock. That's a whole hour ago. Oh, hour and a half. Goodness me. And Cherie, you weren't far behind. So, yeah, we've had a group of people here for a while, but it's lovely to see you all. And I hope everybody has had a great week. Hi, Joan. Hi, Kay. Hi, Donna. Lots of friends here tonight. So nice to see you all. I'm sorry I haven't got time to say hello to everybody, but it's lovely to have you here. As I'm going through, I'm not always great at keeping up with the comments. So I will try and keep up with the comments. If you ask a question and I don't seem to hear it, please ask again. And I've seen people before writing capital letters like they're yelling at me if I miss a message or I don't answer a question that somebody has asked, but please feel free to ask questions. And very often if you have a question, don't think it's silly, because you can bet your life somebody else has probably had the same question. So there's no such thing as a silly question. Hello. Hi, girls. Hello. All right, and we have people here from everywhere tonight. We've had daylight saving nearly a whole week now, so I think some people are still getting used to the new time. But yes, let's see how we go tonight. I've got a couple of ideas in my head of what I'd like to do tonight. I want to show you a couple of little things. I'm going to make a card first, and then I'm going to actually make a little project, little object, okay, that we're going to make together using a new die that I have. So let's switch over to the desk. First of all, I want to show you, some of you may have already seen these online. I had a couple of scrapbook pages that I made for a class this week. Kay, thank you. I know you were at class. I'm not sure if anyone else who is here tonight was also at class. This is one of the projects. So I did this. This is actually a group of the girls that I was in New Orleans with. And so this is a page that I did, and I used the beautiful shapes dies, which have those fantastic different sized hexagons. And I cut out paper from the Texture Chic DSP, the Texture Chic paper. The stamp over here is a set called Reason to Smile, and you can see it gets its name from that stamp. So I thought it turned out really nice. Oh, you had snow yesterday in New Zealand. Wow. Gosh. The weather's been cool here too, but not that cold. Hello. Hi, Judy. Nice to see you. Hi, Nairi. All right. Oh, you liked it? I know. That's beautiful paper. It's called Texture Chic, and it's in the big catalogue, the annual catalogue. And it's worth mentioning because it's a specialty paper. It's got all that, you might be able to see on the paper, it's got all this lovely gold. Can you see the gold foil? When I sort of change it in the light there, you can see it. So the gold foil's on one side of the paper, and it's plain designs on the back. Beautiful paper, great to scrapbook with. And it reminds me, for anyone who has been scrapbooking for a long time, it reminds me of the old basic grey paper that we used to have some years ago. So all those beautiful textures and colours together. Kay, who is watching as well, Kay did hers in pinks, which is from the same paper pack, Petal Pink, Soft Suede, Crumb Cake. And then this one was Soft Succulent Evening Evergreen, and a little bit of Petal Pink in that one as well. So, yeah, really lovely paper. But that was one scrapbook page. The other scrapbook page we made in class was this one. Some of you may have seen this one as well. This is actually my husband's parents. So my parents-in-law, this is their home, okay? This is where my husband grew up. They still live in the same house that he lived in for his entire life, his entire childhood, until he left home. And what I wanted to show you tonight was we used, can you see up here, I've done the words family home, and I've done them with a new stamp set and punch. And I wanted to show you that set tonight, and I thought we'd make a card, and I'm going to use that punch and show you the easy way to use it. Okay, because it's a little bit of a trick to it. 5 inches, goodness me, that's a lot. That's a lot of snow, Michelle. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I'm really glad you like it. All right, so let's switch over to the desk, and I'm going to show you a couple of things. Let's see how we go. Let's switch. All right, so you should be able to see my desk there okay. I've got my annual catalogue here. So a couple of things to show you. First of all, on the pages that have got all the the designer series paper, or what we call DSP, you can see on page 134 down the bottom, there's that texture sheet paper I was talking about. So something you may or may not know is that the plain, when I say plain, they're still beautiful, but the plain DSPs, the ones without the foiling, okay, just plain straight colors. For example, this is just a plain DSP from the mini catalog, and you can see some different pieces of that. This is actually the one that matches the, oh, now I've forgotten. Now I've gone blank. Express. What is it? It's the one with the Santa Express, I think it is. Let me find it. Here it is. Okay, yeah, it's called the Santa Express Suite, and this is this paper here. So this is what we call normal DSP, and all of our normal DSPs are $21, okay? The ones that are just 12 sheets of DSP, if it's the 12 by 12 packs, just plain designs, which are also beautiful. Then we have specialty papers. Now, specialty papers are ones like the texture sheet paper. It's got the beautiful foiling. It's got something, you might have embossing. It might have something special. So this one is a specialty paper. So that one is $27. So the specialty papers are $27, and the plain papers like these guys are $21. All right, so just so it's worth knowing, that's the difference between them. So these are all 21, 21, 21. All of these are just plain papers. This beautiful Awash with Beauty, I've been playing with that a lot lately. It's a lovely, lovely paper. I'm going to be playing with it in my upcoming craft along. So some of you already know I've started a series where I'm doing a live event one Saturday afternoon towards the end of the month, every month. This month it's on the 22nd of October, 2 p.m. and you can watch me and you can craft along with me if you want to. I'll let you know what supplies and what you need in advance. You can craft along as I go, or if you prefer, you can just watch and then make it later, watch the replay. Now, if you placed an order with me last month that was over $60, then I will be sending you a supply pack to make that project with. Okay, and if you're in my team, you'll get the tutorials after the event. Okay, so I'm actually going to have a whole bunch of cards. This time I got the votes on my VIP page where people wanted to see some sort of fun fold. So the fun fold that I'm focusing on this month is easel cards, okay? And easel cards, there are so many different types of easel cards. So all the other tutorials are going to be different versions and different ideas of things you can do with easel cards. So the tutorials would be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to putting those together for you. They're video tutorials, and the good thing about those, you can pause them, you can stop them, you can replay them, whatever you want to do with them. But you only get them if you either placed an order last month or you're in my team, then you get sent them for free this month. Or you can purchase them, okay? I'll be selling the tutorials after the event like I did last month with the watercoloring ones. So that's the format that we're going to be going with. I'm hoping everyone's going to love the cards that I do this time, and I'm really looking forward to sharing them with you. So I've got some some fun designs already planned out, okay? Hello, hello. Oh, yes, well worth the extra $6. Yes, absolutely. So the $27 packs. So this one here is a specialty paper, and the reason why is there's a whole bunch of die cut shapes in this one. Okay, so you've got your plain papers, and then you've got 2 sheets of die cuts that you can use on your cards and so forth. So that one's a specialty paper. This one, and these guys are all standard ones, so they're $21. But yes, if you have a specialty paper, you want to look at it because that means there's something special about that paper. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you, let me see what page it's on. I probably should have planned this out a little better and known what page number it was going to be on, but I know it's up towards the back. Here it is. It's on page 115, and this is called the Alphabest. Not alphabet, Alphabest, okay? And it's got all these, it's a bit hard to see because they're quite small, but just know that the artwork on this page is shown at 50% smaller than actual size. They've got one actual size, and then they've also got this little extra piece here, which is from down here, that's also extra size. Okay, so then there's a punch that matches them. So you've got your letters, and there's also numbers. There's also, if you're Scandinavian or you need all the little accents and things over some of the letters. They've got those. I've never actually seen that full alphabet before, which is pretty cool. So then you've got some punctuation, you've got a dollar sign, you've got an ampersand, you've got a whole bunch of different things. Okay, so this is a really useful little set, and this is what we use to create this these words here on the scrapbook page. Okay, so I wanted to show you how it works, because there's a trick to making it work for you. All right, so I'm just having first birthday parties are very exciting. That's very exciting. Cool. Hello girls, nice to see you all here tonight. All right, so I hope that gives you a bit of an idea of what I wanted to focus on. And one more thing. All right, so this one I'm going to look it up. Also on page 100, so not very far from the alphabet, is and the alphabet, you can buy the set just by itself, or you can get it with the punch. And you know what? It's really reasonably priced. Okay, so $57.50 gets you the whole alphabet, the alphabet stamp set, and the punch. Okay, so you get both for $57.50, which I think is really good. Okay, now on this page here, on page 100, you have the Lighthouse Point set. So I'm going to make a card tonight with the Lighthouse Point, and then I'm going to do my letters or my word, my sentiment, with the alphabet set and punch. Okay, so I hope that that's kind of makes some sense. All right, and I thought I would mostly stamp this. Normally, when I've made this, done something with this set in the past, I've used the dies and then sort of assembled it all together. But I'm actually thinking tonight that I might actually just try stamping out a little scene, and then we'll add our, I can always put the dies over the top if I'm not happy with it, but let's see how we go. So I'm going to have, this is the water. And then we have our lighthouse. And the lighthouse goes quite well on block H. Is it H? Yes, because it's nice and tall. So can you see that there? Also, because it's so tall, my suggestion is when you've got a long, thin stamp like this, put it down so it's facing down towards the paper that you're using, and then pick it up with your stamp like this so that it actually is the correct shape. Because if you put it on by putting it on like this, it's actually really easy. I don't know if you can see that, but it's really easy to put it on crooked. Can you see that? And that could be kind of cute if you want a bendy lighthouse, I guess. Maybe I should do a bendy lighthouse card, but tonight that was not what I was going for. I wanted a nice straight lighthouse. So position it, let it find its own true shape on the paper, and then pick it up with the block. I hope that makes sense. All right, so then I've also got, this is a really cool stamp, and I'm going to use another H for this, I think, if I've got another H. Yep, here I go. Same thing with this one. I'm going to pop it down. These are the stripes for the lighthouse, and we like that. We like stripes. All right. And I'm deciding I might end up coming back and using a couple of other things, but let's start with that. So I'm going to start with the water, and I've got a few colors that I've pulled out. I've kind of gone with a nautical theme. I've got crumb cake. My crumb cake's gone a bit green from sitting. The light has affected it, and it actually, look at the side of it. Look how green that looks. But it's crumb cake, I promise. But sometimes I think it's macaron, but it's definitely crumb cake. And I've got real red, got Night of Navy. Goodness me, that needs a clean. And I've also got balmy blue. Night of Navy, I tell you, it's one of those colors. It gets everywhere. It just does. Okay, so I'm going to use balmy blue to start with, and I'm going to put I want my lighthouse to sort of be over here on this side. So I'm going to put this down towards the bottom. And I love this stamp. Isn't that a nice stamp? Look how nice that is. I love it. If you do it on watercolor paper, some of you may have seen me do this before, you can spread the color, and that's really, really nice. If you wanted to, you could add a bit of blue. Let me see. I just want a little bit. I'm going to go over the top. Sorry, I've got to bring my head in and then just sort of make it a little bit deeper. All right, so the color is a little bit darker. And I'm actually going to use, I'm thinking I might use balmy blue for my lighthouse and then do the stripes in red. Let's see how that looks. Now, the nice thing about this set is you can add lots of things with the dies. Actually, I'm just thinking I might go crumb cake, and we're going to use I'm going to add some rocks because, you know, rocks are good with a lighthouse, aren't they? Because that's the whole point of a lighthouse, so that we don't hit the rocks. So let me pop them on a smaller block. This is block C. That'll do. Okay, and I'm going to make crumb cake here. Oh, yes, you want to use it, Megan. It's such a nice set to use. Ah, that was nice of your upline, Michelle. Wasn't that nice? Your upline doesn't even talk to you? Well, if it makes you feel better, Cherie, my upline, not that we had a conversation in years, but she dropped back in July. So I'm actually direct to company now. As of now, I only noticed on my reports this month, so there we go. But you don't need an upline. Seriously, you don't need an upline to do what you want to do. You just do what you want to do and don't worry about having an upline. All right. So I'm going to put this. I may end up having to come back and color over the rocks because it might look a bit weird. See, it looks a bit weird having the. So I might go with a darker color to cover up that, like do my rocks in, say, soft suede. That might be better. I've still got them on here. Let's do that. Hey, Laura, nice to see you. Oh, Carol, don't ever worry about being late. You get here when you get here. Okay, I'm going to put this over here and I'm going to cover up a bit more of that. That looks better. All right. So now I want to use, I want my lighthouse to be stripy. And I'm going to, so I find with the stripes, see how there's like a bar at the top? Can you see that there's like just one line at the top? If you line up that line with this ledge, shelf, I don't know what you call it, on the lighthouse, then it actually lines up perfect. So that's a good little tip. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Love, love, love this set. It's so much fun. Right, and I'm going to use, because I feel like it, I think I want a light coming out of my lighthouse. That seems fair. We want a light. And I think I'll do that in daffodil, maybe. Daffodil? Yeah, I think so. And I'm going to get my light. So I'm not adding any dyes this time. Normally I do add dyes with this set, but okay, so now we have our light with the lighthouse. Looking good, guys. Isn't it just fun to play with? Don't you love making a scene? I mean, in a good way, I mean making a scene. I don't mean, you know, the other way of making a scene. All right. So there's a number of things I could do. I can color the sky with a blending brush, which would look good. But then if I do that, I might have to go over the yellow again because it might get hidden a little bit by the sky. But I think I will do that. Deciding what color to use. I'll just go balmy blue again, maybe. Let's get by. Yep, no such thing as too late ever. That's interesting. I find, you know what, I do prefer to use a mat. And guess what? I have a mat right here that I forgot to put underneath my work. When you're doing, if I was using bigger stamps, then I absolutely would use a mat. But smaller stamps, you can get away with it. Sentiments, small. None of these are very big. Okay. The other thing is, I don't know if everyone does this, but I ink up and I stamp a particular way. And some of you guys may have seen me do this. It's like basic stamping, but it works really, really well. And that is when you want to stamp something. So just say I want to stamp this lovely water stamp. Okay. And I put some, actually this will do. Okay. I tap it. Okay. Several times. I make sure it's well inked up. And then when I go to hold it, if you're using a big stamp, yep, put a mat underneath it. Stamp it down, straight down. Don't rock it. And then hold it in place for a good 3 to 5 seconds because you need time for the ink to transfer correctly. If you stamp too quickly, you will not get a good image. okay? But if you stamp and hold it in place for 3 to 5 seconds, you should get, and that's firmly, you should get a good image, okay? So I don't know if that helps at all. Hey, Margaret, nice to see you. All right, so I'm going to just move that for a second and use my Balmy Blue. And I may, like I said, I may need to come over and do the light again because it may end up getting a bit green when it's mixed with the blue, but we'll see. And I'm not going to go all the way down, but I just want to sort of go part of the way down. And you're going to get the darkest color at the top where you started. You know what, that yellow doesn't look too bad. That's actually looking okay. All right, happy with that for now. And yes, it looks like it's floating down here. I'm aware of that. But what I want to do is I want to show you, now that I've done this, I want to show you the stamp set that I'm talking about tonight, which is called Alphabest, okay, and the matching punch. Now, the matching punch is called, I think it's the Best Label Punch from memory. Let me just see. Where did I just put it? We shall find it. But what you want to do when you're using this stamp or this punch, here it is. What you want to do is you want to cut your paper into a strip, okay, because this is going to make it easier for you. If you are going to use a bigger piece of paper, you want to stay around the outside of the paper because you need to be able to reach in with the punch, okay? So this is how I did it. I want to do a happy birthday on this one. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to find my H and I'm going to get a little block. A is the best size for this. A or B will work fine. Okay, and then I've also got an A, so I'll do 2 letters at a time, and then what I do for each one, after I stamp them, I put them back, okay? But we only actually need 4 letters for this anyway, so we'll do the first 2 and then we'll do the second 2. That one goes back in here. All right, so move that out of the way. And what you want to do, I'm going to do my letters in navy, but also you notice that there's some other little shapes down here, okay? So there's some little dotty shapes and there's also just a straight line, and I'm thinking I might use the dotty one because I can. And I'm going to pop that on another smallish block, so B will be fine. All right, and I'm gonna go with the balmy blue, or will I go? Deciding. Maybe I'll go red. Maybe that's too dark. I don't know. Let's try red. Very nautical. We'll see if that works. All right, so I'm going to, there's 5 letters in the word happy. So I'm going to put my letters down like this. H-A-P, P-Y. All right, so I've got my, can you see them? Got like little dots down the side. I don't know if you can see those. All right, so this is how you would use, I find this the easiest way to do this. All right, so now I'm going to use my navy and I'm going to go H. I'm going to fill them in. Once you've got the little bits there, it's easy to line them up and see where they need to go. And you don't need to use a mat underneath because they're only little stamps. All right, so H-A. Now I'm going to clean these up straight away. H and A, and then I'm going to put those back into the pack so I don't lose them because they're little and you do not want to lose these because then you'll be sad, okay? And so far I haven't lost any of mine and I'm very happy to report that, and I'm being really, really careful because I don't want to lose them. QRS, so that means, where is P? P is over here. Where is it? I think that, no, that's O. We don't want O. There's P. All right, so, and I also need Y. There's Y. So I need P twice and a Y. So I only need 2 more letters. And I'm going to cheat for the second word. But something I really love on a card is mixed fonts. Anyone else agree with me? I like mixed fonts when it comes to sentiments. Like, and there's a really fantastic set that we have. Oh, no. I didn't stamp the bottom of it. Let me just see if I can do that again. Oh, whoa, look at that. Did a pretty good job of that. Okay, H-A-P-P, and here's my Y. Margaret number 1 and Margaret number 2. That doesn't mean anybody's less important than the other, by the way. Okay. What's Jody saying? Oh, you're telling me that I need to close up my inks. Actually, they're all closed except this one. Or did I already close them? All right, so there's my Y. All right, so there's my happy. All right, and because I've come down the by, you know, if I'm going vertical with these, okay, now it's really easy for me to come in like this and match up that little, I'll do it closer so you can see. So I'm just going to, so can you see what I've done there? So I've cut it, whoop, under the camera. So I've punched it. And when you punch, always punch upside down so you can see exactly where you're going. All your punches, you should do that. It always, if anyone hasn't done a lot of punching upside down absolutely is the way to go. So let me line these up. And if you think you got it right, just sort of grip it without cutting with the punch. And then if you need to move it, you still can release it a little bit and move it. And once you're happy with it, then you punch. And there is something, even though we have dies, there's something really satisfying about punching. And punching is quick and easy, and you know, you don't need any special equipment apart from the punch. It's fantastic. All right, so let me see. Have I missed any comments? Just going back and having a look. Yes. Oh, you guys are so funny. Yes, I'm getting better at closing my ink pads thanks to you, Jody. Thank you so much. Isn't it a cool little punch set, Denise? I love it. And the matching punch is really cool. So it's easy to use on a scrapbook page, but you can also use it here. All right, so what I want to do is I want to have my happy over here somewhere. I haven't worked out for sure if this is where I want it, but let me see. I actually think I'm going to move it down a little bit. Let's see. Because I have a great mixed font stamp set. Deciding where I want them. And obviously I'm gonna put them on dimensionals, okay, so when I do put them down. But we have this fantastic set, which is one of my favorite sets, which is this one called Biggest Wish, and it has the happy and the birthday separate. This is in the same font, and then you've got also this kind of font. So I thought if I did a birthday in this font here and then the happy sort of just over the top of that, those two would look really great together. I could also do the big letters, and that would look good as well. It's tough decision. Tough decision. Which ones? So you guys can help me. What do you think? Should we do, we've got the happy on the punch, and that's going to be up on dimensionals. Should we do the script birthday, or should we do, there's the script birthday, or should we do the this birthday, the big letters? What do you guys think? So let me, I don't know if you can see. So this one would go kind of down here, and I'll do that in navy so it stands out a little bit above this water, and then the happy would be over the top of it. Or this one would be the scripty one, and I don't know what people think. So I'm going to have a look. Who's the first? I think Solvego, you're the first. Right, you could run the happy down the card. That's another way to go. That'd be a really great way to go. Romper room time. Ah, yes, indeed. It does look a bit like a ladder. Look, see, I didn't even think of that. There you go. I'm sure you could do something with it if you wanted to. So I think people are saying they want to see the script. And I think you were right. The first person to respond was Solvega, and she said script. So script, script, script. Everyone seems to like that. And see me through the magic mirror. Yes. Do you know what? I then want to, you know, I loved my romper room. Did anyone else have, I used to have a romper room balloon that was on a rubber band, and you used to go backwards and forwards and make the big rubber band sound. I don't know if anyone else knows what I'm talking about, but I know what I'm talking about. So let's pick up the birthday here on this. And I'm going to do the birthday first and then position my happy above it. So let's go with navy because that's our darkest color. I'm just having a little look. You could make it into a film script. Oh my goodness, you girls are too good at remembering. Or your romper room. I thought I was going to be on. I wanted my mum to let me go on Romper Room so bad because all those kids looked like they were having the best time ever. And I'm just going to pop that there. This birthday. Isn't that a nice script? It's beautiful, this font. Gallop and gallop. Yes, yes. All right, so I want this to go just above my birthday. So it covers it ever so slightly. What do you think? Is that about right? I think that's nice. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals. You could use minis or majors for this. Mini dimensionals or big dimensionals. I'm just going to pop the dimensionals on first, I think. And I think the red around the letters was the right choice. I think that's good. Yes, the punch balls. Yes, I know. Weren't they fun? I loved all that. Punch, punch, punch a ball. Punching is so much fun. Goodness me, are we all Romper Room kids? Yep, I have the balloon. Oh, actually, now I've put this on here, I need to make sure I've got them in the right place before. Something about this alphabet is it's all lowercase, okay, which I thought might bother me, but actually it doesn't. I kind of like the idea of using all lowercase. All right, so I think that's about right. Oh, okay, here's an interesting thing. Do we want the letters straight or do we want them up and down? Hickledy-pickledy, or cattywampus, as my husband says. All right, do we want them up and down, like our Romper Rooms, or do we want them straight? And a hobby horse and Mr. Doobie, I know, and a Slinky Spring. Never got any of them. What poor deprived children you were. Yeah, bling, it's got to come. Yes, Jody, I will get onto those. Looks like lots of people had Romper Room balloons. You can't remember what you did 5 minutes ago. I know. That's pretty normal. That's, yeah. Oh, look, the Humphrey B. Bear was great, but he wasn't wearing any underpants, and that was always a little bit disturbing to me. I don't know about that, but yes, Humphrey. I remember him well. The other one I loved was Mr. Squiggle. Mr. Squiggle. Mr. and the blackboard. Hurry up. Do you remember all that, guys? Okay, so Jody said piggity, which means I think you want me to do it crooked. Yes? Oh, you got a hug. How lucky. You love that set too, Carol. I know, isn't it cool? I didn't get it straight away, but I just got sold on it and thought it'd be good for scrapbooking, and it is. So I thought it might be nice on a card. A nice balance to the card. We do have a lot of space in here, and we could possibly do something else with this space, but then again, I quite like a bit of space on my cards. But we could also put you know, clouds or something else in there as well. We could do a few different things. So I'm going to put them. The good thing about doing it up and down and higgledy-piggledy is that it, you know, you don't need to try. No one's going to criticize you if you don't do it straight, because you make it look obviously not meant to be straight, and then you don't have to live up to anybody's standards. There we go. What do you think? Now, if you wanted to, you could put a die over the top here. That would be nice. I'm just wondering if we need to add anything else into the sky. But what I might do, I've got a piece of balmy blue cardstock right here. And let me grab. I'm just going to cut a card base from that. So this is half a sheet of A4, cut right in half at the 14.8 or 14.85 mark. And then we all right, and I think some bling on the card will maybe fill up a little bit of that space that we were just talking about. I'm just having a look to see if I've got, oh, here we go, bone folder. All right, so this is a very simple little card, really, isn't it? Let's go with our Tombow here, multi-purpose glue, and pop it in the middle. And then, yeah, we'll add some bling, which will help take up that space a little. And we're not going to add bows or anything like that because, as somebody said, it's quite a good masculine card. So we'll stay away from the bows tonight. But a good masculine birthday card. All right. I think I'm going to go with some silver little blingies tonight. Got my take your pick tool, and I like using the point to get these because they're only little. So I might go with a bit of extra bling today because of that extra space we've got. Do we think that's enough? Or do you think you know what, I think it might be enough. Just those couple of pieces there probably looks good. And it's simple enough. Something you could do if you wanted to is you could flick a little bit of water and you get splotches in the sky. Do you want to do that? See, once you've added ink like we have and a concentrated amount of ink with the blending pens, let me just grab a little bit. Didn't think of that before, but if you have a little bit of water in your water pens, I'm just going to get a little bit on my finger. And, oh, I flicked it a bit too much, but that's okay. It's still going to look good. And then as it starts to come out, can you see it's starting to, and if you need to speed it up, I'll put it to one side. If you need to speed it up, you could hit it with a heat tool and speed up that process. But actually the little bit that you're going to get splotches as the color comes out, the ink comes out from where I've splotched it. There we go. There we go. Birds. Yeah, birds would be good. I could use birds. Maybe we'll add some birds. Birds might be nice. I'm going to pop that one to one side. Superman card. Ooh. All right, yes, cattywampus. That's the word. Ah, a blackboard baby. Yes, possibly. He always wants you to hurry up. Yeah, blackboard was a bit scary. I agree. I'm going back. You guys talk much faster than I can, scroll. Let me just see if I've missed any comments at all. If anyone had any questions. Yes, upside down, Miss Jane. I know. I loved Mr. Squiggle. Oh, goodness. That was a bit scary, Megan. Yes, Mr. Squiggle was a thing. Mark liked him, did he, Denise? Oh, so many cool things. And by the time my kids came along, it was Teletubbies and the Night Garden. I mean, what good is that stuff, right? Although they do have fond memories of some of the things I used to see. But yeah, I thought I'd escaped the Teletubbies phenomenon because Emma never liked it really, but Ben loved it. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's okay. It's not dribble, it's fun. That's what it is. All right, I'm going to pop this back in. So actually I didn't clean that stamp, so let me quickly clean it. I'm just going to use it, put it back in here. And then this one cleaned. And pop that back there. There we go. All right, so I want to show you something else tonight, which I thought would be fun. Let me just move these few pieces out. So I was very fortunate to get a new die set that I haven't shown you guys yet. And I probably should be putting all these lighthouse. I'll put the lighthouse bits back later because what I want to show you now is a bit of fun. Get rid of the alphabet, the best label stamp, all the bits. All right. So I have some paper here I wanted to show you. And this is the Santa Express paper. And it is in this mini catalogue. Let me get rid of that. Don't want to get stuff all over it. So I did kind of open this up before. It's down here towards the front of this catalogue and it's called Santa Express, and you can see the paper right here. Okay, the colours, main colours are Poppy Parade, Petal Pink, Granny Apple Green, Evening Evergreen, Shaded Spruce, and Mint Macaron. Okay, so these, I think they're really cool. I can see everybody saying hi. Hi there, Judy. Oh, that's a bit scary. You had a Teletubby that's saying, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Are you kidding? That's hilarious. That's so funny. Ah, yes. And the Vicar of Dibley. I remember Alice doing that Teletubby thing. That was a bit scary, wasn't it? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see a lot of us have watched the same drivel on television. So so these are really nice colors. The colors I just read out to you, really lovely. And what I've done, I've actually cut a few different pieces into straight down the middle at the 6x6 mark. So some of you may or may not realize that the Stampin' Up trimmer, the arm extends right out all the way to 17 inches. I've never needed to go that far actually, but it goes all the way to 17 inches, which is the length of this that pulls in and out. Okay, it has a little lip here at the top, and when you want to open it up to change the blades or to to move your blades at all, when you open it to put your paper under, you need to pick it up at the top. If you try and pick it up down here, it resists. It doesn't want to come. Okay, so what you want to do is pick it up at the top. It's got a little latch there. Okay, and then it comes easily. All right. I just noticed I've got some marks on mine. That's all right. I cleaned all my blocks the other day, but clearly I haven't cleaned my trimmer yet. So what I did was I put my 12x12 paper in. Now, if you don't open up the arm, there's actually a little lip here. And if you put that right up against that lip, that is exactly the 6-inch mark. So if you're trying to cut a piece of 12x12 paper in half, put it right to where that lip is, and that will be exactly 6 inches. So you get a piece of 12x12 paper cut precisely in half. Okay. Now, a lot of our dies have work on those measurements, which is kind of cool. And the one I wanted to show you tonight does exactly that. So I'm actually going to keep a couple of pieces out. And I had already prepared a little bit and cut a couple of these. So the die I want to show you tonight, it is called, and this is a really cool one for Christmas, okay? It's called the Cracker and Treat Box Dies, okay? Has anyone seen these? Oh, I'm so glad that you're enjoying it, Jody. That makes me feel really good. I love that. Just crazy enough. Yep, that's us. So it's called, and you can see how nice these are. Now, I actually got these from a customer who got them in her order by mistake, and we're doing a little swapsy because I really wanted this one and hadn't got around to ordering it, but now I've got it, so yay. And what's really cool, you've got the actual die. Right, let me just pull it out. This is the die that makes the cracker, okay? And then look what else you've got in here. You've got all these great little label shapes for sentiments. You've got some little stars and little hearts. And then you've got tags. There's another label here. But little tags that you can attach to your crackers if you wanted to give them out as, on the table and make them little place markers or something like that. You could put people's names on them. You could make them as little decorations. You could hang them from the tree. You can do all kinds of things with these. But this is the main die shape. And you can see I've already cut a couple. All right, so I cut one out of this paper here, which has got some other bits and pieces on the back. Some of you might remember we made a card with this a couple of months ago. Okay, this one is on the back of a different piece of paper. And what's cool about them, I don't know if you can see it, but it actually not only does it cut, but it also scores. Okay, so when you run it through and you just do it on your normal platform with a cutting plate above and below, okay, it actually scores them for you. Okay, so you can see that when you go over this last one, actually I'm going to go the other way. I want to go the stripy way. The other thing is when you cut your paper, okay, you've got the little diamonds are the ends, okay? So if you have a directional design, like this one has fa la 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 on it, you would want to cut your paper this way and then do your die this way. You don't want to have your die this way or your fa la 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 is going to be kind of the wrong way around. I mean, it still look okay, but I think it looks better. I mean, the stripy diagonals, doesn't matter which way it goes, okay? But just bear that in mind when you go to cut it, that you want to be careful which way you want to put it, all right? So you want to make it so that it makes a full, like this piece falls over. So you've got like a square shape here at the top. Can you see that? So what we're going to do is we're going to put some glue here, and you could use tape or you could use seal for this, but actually I think tape is good for this kind of thing. Let me grab my tape. Got a new pack of tape. Look at that. So this is our tear and tape. Really, really good. Holds really, really well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the end of it, and I'm going to put that along this edge right here. And just to make another piece, make it nice and safe or stable so it's not going to come apart, I'm going to have two, right? And they're on one of those, one on either side of this strip here, okay? So when I go to put it into a square, okay, this one here, I'm going to hold it like this. I'm going to take my, and obviously if you're going to put something inside it, like some, I don't know, little chocolates or mints or something, I mean mints, M-I-N-T-S, not M-I-N-C-E, obviously, but just thought I'd better clarify that. That always amuses me. Then you're going to push that down into shape. And then see these bits here, these little, and I probably should have, you know what I should have done? I should have scored these ends as well before I put it together. That's silly me. So you should do all your score lines. So fold these ones in, and yeah, there's more there. Okay, you fold these in as well before you fold the other ones, the horizontal ones. So this is an instructional video, what to do and what not to do. So there we go. Mind you, the other one's still going to be fine, but I like how these come together. All right, so now it sits much better. See how this time it's sitting in, so that when I put this together, and I've got my square shape, now this folds in straight away, okay? Whereas this one, I have to wrestle with it a little bit because I didn't score it before I folded it. So if you fold on the score lines there before you put it together, you will find it easier, okay? You stick the end panels together. Yeah, you can do that too. I mean, you can do all sorts of things, really. Michelle's being rude to you, Cherie. She wants you to finish your sentences. Ah, that's so funny. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying yourselves on a Friday night. All right, anyway, you get the idea. All right, so this is going to go in. And if I see how this one isn't sitting as nicely because I didn't score it first, didn't fold on the score lines first, all right? But you can get away with it, all right? And then when you pinch those bits together and we tie something around them, such as some twine, all right? This is actually the Parakeet Party twine that's in the In Colour set. So you can tie that around, and obviously you don't want to pull it too tight because you don't want to actually tear your paper. And the paper's, you know, not as thick even as cardstock, so you want to be a little careful, a little bit delicate with it. But you can see that if I just hold it fairly gently and then tie it, it goes nicely. If you're having something inside, this is what I started to say before, you want to make sure you put that in before you tie your bows, quite obviously. Okay, so you might want to do one end, put your things in the other end, and then tie the other end. Okay, but how cute are they? Aren't they cute? I think these are great. And do I want to use, so for this one, I've got this sweet sorbet, which would look nice. I could have the contrasting one here, but I kind of like, this one's going to tie, this one's going to sit much nicer because I scored the ends first. Here we go. So these, obviously I need to put it together. So I need to get my paper again. Sorry, my tear and tape. I'm going to do one right along that straight edge, and then one closer to the score line. And it just sits better if you do that. And then we make a square shape with it. If you look at it from the end, you can see when it makes a square. But I think these are really cool. I love them. And then somebody asked me, is it hard to die cut? No, it isn't. All right. Lala, all into the night garden. I know, right? My son loved, I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, he loved a little character called Macca-Pacca. Oh, he would watch the whole night garden waiting for Macca-Pacca to show up. And Macca-Pacca, I think he must have been popular because they always had him show up right at the end. And he's this little tiny character that does nothing much. I really didn't understand. I think someone was on drugs when they made that show, and some sort of hallucination thing going on, because they were not, that wasn't normal. The other one that wasn't normal was all the stripy characters. What were they called? I've gone blank. But yeah, it was a bunch of guys dancing around in stripy outfits, and they were definitely on something. Definitely. I don't know what. You loved Eagle Pickle? There we go. So can you see how easy that is to do? So I'm actually only doing one end, and partly the reason I'm only doing one end is because if I want to put something in them, I want the other end to be open so that I can put something in them later. Okay, so are these hard to cut? Somebody did ask me that the other day, and so let me show you how easy it is to cut. All right. And the other thing I would do is probably use one of those little tags. Oh, Blue's Clues. Bear in the Big Blue House was my personal favorite. And what we used to do, it worked for a little while, not nearly long enough, but there was a song that Bear in the Big Blue House had that was called Clean Up the House. And I would play it really, really loud whenever I needed the kids to help me clean up. It didn't work for very long, but it was a great idea. And I think somebody, somebody had good thoughts putting that together. Right, I'm going to do this ho 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 one because I really like it. So I'm going to cut this, put this up against my trimmer, up against the lip, so I know that's the 6-inch mark. I don't even need to look at the measurements. I know that that's my 6-inch mark. Okay, and then I'm going to zoom out a tiny bit by lifting up my stand. I can still sing all the Bear in the Big Blue House's songs. But I won't do that to you, but I can do it if I had to. All right, so this is, you want it to go across, remember, because our writing's going across and we want that to go that way as well. So we can put this, and as you can see, it perfectly fits across, almost perfectly, across a 6-inch piece. So if you were to cut your, you could cut your paper, your 12-inch paper, into 6x6, and you get 4 out of, you're going to get 4 out of 4, what do you call them? Crackers out of one piece of DSP, one 12x12 sheet. Right, so you can see how easy these cut. It just falls straight out. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And I've just made 3 crackers, and I think they're great. So this is something a little different tonight because I got this die and I thought I really want to show you how cute it is. If you are thinking about making Christmas crackers for either decorations or table places or anything you like that for Christmas, this is a great little die. And like I said, you can use all the other little tags and things to label things. Also, I think these little tags would be good on cards with a small sentiment as well. So they've got those, but I like that it's a little oval and a little square tag. Okay, so now it's something I do need to tell you guys tonight, pretty important. Oh, before I put those together, I'm going to fold on this score line, remember, and I can go backwards with this one too. Yeah, I need to let you guys know that there is a starter kit promotion this month, and it's going all month. But we have we've got this beautiful new set coming out, which I'm going to be getting this week, and I can't wait to show it to you. It's called Framed Florets, okay? Or there's actually there's 2 stamp sets, a die set, which has got beautiful oval frames, absolutely gorgeous. And there's some beautiful paper and some embellishments. The reason that I'm telling you about this is because it's only available this month to demonstrators, okay? But when I show it to you, if anyone thinks they want to get it early, what you can do, you can get it in your starter kit, because then you're a demonstrator, right? So you can get that in your starter kit and get hold of it early. Otherwise, you need to wait as a customer till November. Okay, but the cool thing is, I think it's $170 something for the whole suite. Right? That's the paper, the 2 stamp sets, the dies, and the embellishments, okay? But in your kit this month, you spend $169 and you get $283 worth of product. I mean, that's insane. $283 worth of product, which means you get that whole bundle if you wanted it. Plus, you could also get whatever else in there you would like. Or if you wanted a cut and emboss machine, you could get that for $169. I mean, this is a seriously good deal. So, so good. So if anyone thinks that sounds like them, my job is to give you guys the best Stampin' Up! Experience you can have, whether that be as a customer, as a demonstrator in my team, or, you know, watching my lives and getting inspiration and ideas, whatever it is that you want to get from Stampin' Up! My aim is to try and provide that to you. And the best value that you can potentially or possibly get from Stampin' Up! Is by joining as a demonstrator. So reach out, send me a message if that's something you'd like to do. It's such a good deal, and I would love to help you and love to have you in my team. So if anyone is thinking that's something that sounds like something they'd like to do, then reach out. Okay, send me a message. All right. Oh, it's okay, Inika. That's okay. I love you. You love me. Yeah, there's some really rude Barney ones out there. You've probably heard some of them, but yeah, there's a couple that are not very flattering to poor Barney. There we go. And so you can see this now, if I want to, this just goes in, and I put my twine around the ends there, and I've got a little ho, ho, ho. Look at it. Oh, I need to zoom back in. I know. Who wouldn't do it at that price? Exactly. And there is no strings attached. I think a lot of people think that maybe joining there's a catch. There must be a catch, and there really isn't. Because if you don't like anything about it, or if there's anything that doesn't suit you, you just drop as a demonstrator, but you get to keep the stuff, right? So there is literally, it's such a good deal. So, yep, absolutely what Carol said, guys. It's so true. Oh, thank you, Megan. I appreciate that. That really means a lot to me. The Smurfs, oh my goodness. My kids also had a Alvin and the Chipmunk stage. We could talk about TV and shows and all that kind of stuff all night long, couldn't we? Oh, that's so funny. All right, so there we go. We've got, just in a really, really quick little amount of time, we've made 3 little, there's 1, 2, what did I do with the other one? I've lost one already. Maybe I dropped it on the floor. Who knows? Oh no, here it is, squashed under something. All right, so you can see how nice these are. I love them. Did you notice in the catalog they've actually put them on a page? I think it's on the same page as the DSP. Have you noticed that? And they showed you what it looks like in lots of different colors, which I thought was a really cute idea. There you go. So on this page, look at all the different bonbons or crackers, whatever you like to call them, and they're all made with different papers from our catalogue. So we did a bit of talking about DSP tonight and how it all works. I love this idea. It's a great way to use up small pieces. If you've only got 6 by 6 pieces, you can use your cracker die to do that. I think it's fantastic. So I hope I haven't missed any comments. I'm going back to see if I have missed anything. I can't believe no one mentioned Fraggle Rock tonight. And there's another song that we could probably all sing together if we wanted to. Oh, you are paying full attention, Michelle, are you, or just multitasking? There's no such thing as too late. Never, ever, ever. Oh, thank you, guys. If you're on YouTube, I would love it. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do that, because I'm live here every Friday night and Sunday night, and also do my live craft along once a month as well. So then you'll get notified. If you hit that little bell, it notifies you when I go live or when I'm on. So, you know, love having you guys with me, and I would love you to stick around and hit that like button and follow me. That would be great. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much for saying that. That would be fun. I wish you could, but you can't. That's quite all right. No trouble at all. Yeah, exactly. Addiction does happen before joining. And the girls who are on here that are already demonstrators and saying there isn't a catch because they know really that there isn't, they're such a low pressure company. It's just great company to work for. I've been doing this now for 16 years. Oh, look, I need to show you. This is what it looks like. Can you see the different spots in the sky now? I kind of like that. That looks really good. The other thing you can do is you can use your Wink of Stella and you can tap your Wink Stella and add some little glitter spots, and that looks really nice as well. All right, you guys, I'm going to say bye. I'll be back on Sunday night. I'm looking forward to a really lovely weekend. Spending a bit of time with hubby this weekend because he came home from America today. Hooray! So he arrived this morning. I went up to the airport nice and early and met him there. We had once he came in, we had a coffee at the airport, and then we caught the train home and drove the rest of the way. And he's recovering from jet lag, but I'm looking forward to a very nice weekend and hanging out with him. So what's my favorite DSP in the annual catalogue? It changes. So it depends when you ask me. I loved initially the Abigail Rose paper, this one right here. That was absolutely beautiful. But right now I'm having a love affair with the Awash with Beauty paper, which is this one here. So those two are probably amongst my favorites. Also perfectly penciled, absolutely divine. Looks so good. This is what I used. I used that on this scrapbook page. See that dotty paper? That's it right there. So yeah, it's such a nice paper, and I've already told you I'm loving texture sheet because of all the foils and the textures on that paper. So yeah, they're probably my favorites. Then we've got sun prints. I went through a stage where I was doing everything with the sun prints paper, all that blue and white. Yeah, that's probably enough papers to talk about. No, depends where you are in a car. Jodie's saying 7 p.m. because she's in South Australia, but I'm actually in New South Wales, Sydney time. So my Sydney time is 7:30 on a Sunday night. So I'm not sure, but I use a time converter. If you look up, let me see if I can get you the URL. Time converter. So it's like a time zone converter, and it's timeanddate.com, and you put in the city or time zone that you want to search for, and then it looks and shows you what your time is at the time that it is. So at 7:30 p.m. on a Sunday in Sydney, it tells you what time it is in your time zone. Okay, so that might be useful. Yeah, so yeah. Oh, you're very welcome, Megan. Thank you so much. Yep. If you're in Queensland, it's 6:30. If you're in New South Wales and Victoria and Tassie, it's 7:30. If you're in South Australia, it's 7. And if you're in WA, it's 3 hours behind. So what's that? 4:30. Goodness me. We're all over the place, aren't we? Never mind. All right, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. Spend it with your loved ones and enjoy it. And I will see you back on Sunday night. Have a fantastic night, girls and boys. Bye.